Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Little Miss ENT, and we're reporting live from Brooklyn at the Cast Lab. We have something super special for you. We were asked to come on the Enter the Minds podcast, so it's going to be 4 ladies taking over. Make sure you tune in. I love you for listening, because 100% we didn't have to.
I feel like from birth, it was kind of like I knew I was different from my male counterparts. Excuse me. No, but it's always been like a societal norm. I grew up an only child for the most part and a tomboy. So it wasn't until I started getting a little more mature and I would play outside with my guy friends. And my parents would be like, or my grandmother would be like, you can't do that. Like if I would run and play with the boys, oh, you can't do that. You need to stay here. Or like, they want to go play football, so you can't be there. Like, or you have a skirt on, so you can't roll down the hill. Like, I have working arms and limbs just like them. Like, why can't I play? And then it just started to snowball. Like as soon as I got older, and it wasn't until I got like I haven't experienced it in my career like you have until I started freelance writing. And I love hip hop, and I don't think it's a gender thing. I don't think it's I'm a woman, so I can't be respected in hip hop, or I can't listen to rap because it's a male dominated society, quote unquote. But I started freelance writing about hip hop, and anytime I would pitch my ideas to different publications, I would only get picked for R&B posts. I would only get picked.
You can only love songs because you're a woman and you're an emotional person.
Yeah. The only time I got to write about rap was with Beyonce.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a good achievement because it was my first published post, but at the same time, it was like how Beyonce evolved into a rapper. Like, I don't want to talk about Beyonce. I want to talk about Dave East. I want to talk about the game. I want to talk about a million other things. Like, why do I have to only be subjected to love songs? Like, I've always felt like it's been a boys club, and I can't play with the boys just because I have a different set of equipment. Like, my mind might work just as fast or even faster when it comes to analyzing rap. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And now currently with my podcast, it's really hard to like gain that respect as a woman in hip hop because people feel like our podcast is gonna be salacious and gossipy like the Shade Room, but really we break down rap just like anybody else. Or people think that I listen to and talk about hip hop because I'm trying to please men. Like that's the last thing I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you can't simply just like it because you like it.
Exactly. Like I have to do something for men. Everything is for a man. Like what if I like it for myself? Like it is weird.
Yeah.
So for me, this was actually pretty recent in my career, but I noticed it just from just a respect level. Now this didn't have anything to do with salary, but I started a new job, and the leadership were predominantly white men, and there's one particular man who called himself trying to intimidate me and questioning my intelligence and things like that, and it's just like. That my age always comes up because I'm one of the youngest in the office. And it's
ageism is a big one.
My age has absolutely nothing to do with my work ethic. My age has absolutely nothing to do with, my skills and my qualifications, right? And it's sad that even now that we're in a space where, women why can't we just be successful? Why, regardless of our age, regardless of our gender, why does it matter, where we come from? And why do you feel so intimidated by me that you can't take me under your wing maybe and maybe be my mentor or something like that. But it's just been recent because prior to that I really didn't have that issue in the workplace, but it was just like a shock, like wow, I've been here all the 2 seconds and here you are trying to knock me down before I got both feet in the door. So yeah, that's been my experience as of recently.
Yeah, my experience was the same. It's not as if the workplace like that work salary, but I work at Pico, so in Philly that's like the top energy company, and we do outreach events. So I go out in the field and talk to low income customers that need help, and we talk to them. So when I first started 2 years ago, they always went to the guy to go out and do the outreach events. So I'm like, why am I not called to go out and, you know, talk in front of the people and give out, you know, information?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was when I first experienced that men were always picked first to do that type of events in that field, where they were always held up to a higher standard than me, because I know the same information as he does. So why, you know, some events, why don't I get picked to go to other outreach events to speak? So that's when I realized.
In your career, obviously, I actually was just having this, I might have posted something on my Instagram. It was my Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I mentor this young girl at my job, and she's amazing. And she asked me, she said, Candace, how do you have such confidence? And I said, it's a couple of things. And I said, we do a disservice to our community, because I'll tell you why. First thing is that I grew up in a household very fortunate, my mother and my father. Mm-hmm. My father didn't raise any weak women. He said, the last thing you need in the world, he was, this is bad, can I curse? He said we don't need no more bum bitches. And my dad used to tell me that from like a wee duck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, I ain't gonna be no bum bitch. You know what I mean? I'm like, Daddy said don't be a bum bitch. So I had that. And he taught me things, and he always kept it real with me. My dad never spoke to us like we were fragile little flowers. He spoke to us like, let me prepare you for this man's world that you're about to be in.
As he should.
And I am so appreciative of that. And then the second part of that is I've never let anybody tell me that I couldn't do something. Right? Even if it was coming from a male's mouth, I consider myself, we all in this room are creatives, right? We wouldn't be in this room if we weren't creatives. We think on a different wave, right? Yeah. And this is the quote that I put on my Facebook, and everybody's like, yes, girl. I said, when you vibrate at a different frequency, it's inhumanly possible for somebody that's not on that frequency to see what you're doing. Right. So you gotta wait for them to catch up. But you keep doing what you're doing, right? And so that's where that confidence came. And what you spoke about, it's that scares them. It's that presence. When like I sit down and it's 5 men at this table, when you know your shit, and nobody can rock you in that, right? And so that's scary. That's scary when you can sit with the big boys and you can say, hey, I know just as much, if not more than you. Right. So either we're going to collaborate or I'm going to take the lead on this. Which one you want to do? Right. We're playing chess, not checkers in here. Yeah. And that attitude it comes with time. It doesn't come immediately out the gate. And she was confiding in me. She said, see, my mom grew up in the struggle. So she just making it, just doing more than what she did is where I got it. But when you live in the struggle, you don't gain that confidence because you don't have that constant reassurance that you're better. You're always just trying to prove yourself. Right. And I said, that is societal within our community, that we have to break that. That's that when we see these memes on Facebook and Instagram, them generational curse, that's the number one that we gotta fight and break as women, as Black women. So that's just my 2 little cents on that, is that this is one of those things that if we don't collectively work together and pull each other up, it's going to continue to happen. And we're going to continue to we shouldn't feel awkward. We shouldn't feel like we can't be with them. We shouldn't feel like I can't step up and say, hey, I want to go out in the field. You know what I mean? And they shouldn't put you in that position because they should be sending you out in the field. It's just like, it's insanity.
It's interesting because I feel like in my career field, the people that have uplifted me the most or put me in better positions have been women of color. So any other time, I can't think of any other time somebody male or not Black or white or whatever has looked out for me like a Black woman has. Like, I really can't.
That's exactly the position I'm in right now at work.
If we don't start passing these jewels down to one another, it's one thing as women, right, that we get categorized as being catty, that we don't want to help one another, that we hate on each other. That's the one thing that I've had the pleasure of being able to do, is be able to kind of break that stigma. Because as soon as you sit in one day and you do raise your voice a little bit, what do they call you? loud, ghetto, aggressive,
That quote unquote
Sassy
black
girl.
girl.
sassy black girl. And it's like, y'all in here calling each other dickheads and telling each other to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and,
Right.
but I raise my voice and be like, hold on, that's not what we're doing. And now I'm the B word, or I'm aggressive,
Yeah.
or
Talk
whatever.
behind
You
your
know what I
back
mean?
in the
Like,
workplace,
yeah.
yeah.
We need to cut it out. We definitely need to cut it out.
So do y'all feel like as black women we have to quote unquote turn down our blackness in corporate America?
We all looked at each other. Being that standard, that
Right.
6'10" with the long ass dick and all that kind of thing. And I'm like, you're being unrealistic because you're passing up amazing men out
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Because just because he's not in the package
Right.
that you want him to be in,
Mhm.
when you're in the club and you're dissing the skinny guy and you're dissing the short guy and you're dissing the overweight guy,
Yeah.
you might be dissing your Prince
Prince-
Charming,
Right.
right? And so,
And then tweet about why am I missing
miss-
out
why? And then here
on
comes
these guys.
here come the lonely tweets. I be jumping right in the bitches' comments like, well, if you stop dissing all these guys, maybe
Right.
you find you somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
People quite often ask me. My fiance is probably like 2-3 inches shorter than me. They're like, does that bother you? It never, not once, has bothered me. When I tell you I met him and he swept me off my feet, I have
amazing.
never been loved that way before, right?
Yeah.
And it took me, it's funny, we met on Tinder, so I didn't meet him at first.
Really?
And so we get I was on Tinder and I was like, well, I was like, how tall are you? And he was like, I'm 5'7". I'm 5'10". So he was like, his immediate reaction was, I hope that's not a problem. I really like you. And that sold me. I was like, nope, it's not a problem at all. I was like, it's not a problem at all. I was like, let's meet. We started dating. We've been together ever since.
That's what's up.
We have been together ever since, and it was the best decision that I made. But I do say, I say that story, I had to blindly meet him because I had to get out of my own way of what I thought
what you
I was
wanted.
supposed to be with,
Yeah.
right? And it's been the best decision that I've made in my life. And so, if y'all are bitter Bettys out there talking about and he ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't this, my
I'm
standard.
not gonna lie,
I'm
I
not-
was like that in the beginning.
Really?
But now my best friend came to me because she's short. She's like 5 foot. She's with a 6'8" guy now.
Oh, she one of them.
She's one of those, yeah. So she told me, she was like, stop blocking your blessings, because I was one of those girls where I was like, I need somebody taller than me when I wear heels to go out, and I don't want to be next to no short guy. So I'm just like, maybe I'm blocking my own, blessings because I'm too picky. I actually did like have a list. My guy has to be athletic or, taller than me or whatever. So now I'm open, talking to not shorter guys, but, just regular guys that actually treat you right.
And there's
So-
nothing wrong with that. I'm not preaching that date every short guy.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But the thing
But,
is,
yeah.
don't block your blessings.
Blessings,
We
yeah.
gotta kind of love without our eyes, right? We have to have that
Open
feeling on
heart,
the
yeah.
inside. Yes.
So my friends feel like I have a type, and I highly disagree.
What's your type?
So they think I like pretty boys, and I'm just like, what does that even mean? Because if I line
You
up
like
every
pretty
boy-
boys, girl. Don't lie.
I'm not saying I don't, but I don't feel like every guy I've ever dated was whatever this pretty boy is. Like I can look at a picture of every guy I've ever dated, and I'm like, there's nothing about them that's even remotely close. But I can say, like, definitely in high school, I went through this. You had to be light skinned with pretty hair phase, and then I went through this phase of.
Then you realize that
had
might not
to
be
have
the
a
best for
six-pack,
you.
right? Then I went through this phase of you had to be like have a 6-pack and all that. And
How'd you ask them, like, hey, can you show me your pack real quick?
that's the thing. I never asked. It was just like if I saw a picture and I saw muscles, I was like, bet.
You were in.
That's it. That's all I needed.
You're
That
cool.
could be the swindle,
but not thinking about, yes, you may be gorgeous on the outside, but how you treat a woman is trash. You're not
Yeah,
respectful,
absolutely.
So, I as I've gotten a little older, I've definitely, I guess, laxed my,
yeah.
but let my friends tell it. I still, even at 27, have a type. I don't agree.
That you don't agree with.
I do not agree.
I feel like men kind of put same way, like, you don't want to put like a certain kind of identity for the typical man you want.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel like as a woman, like there's this type of standard that men feel like they have to have for the perfect ideal woman. Like she gotta have a fat ass, she gotta be curvy, she gotta be thick, she gotta cook, she gotta suck dick, she gotta have long hair, she gotta have her nails done, she always gotta be wax shaved, plucked, flipped down, slapped up, whatever. Like she gotta be a freak in the bed, she gotta bring home her own bread, she gotta, but she gotta let me pay for shit, but I can't pay for shit all the time.
Word.
Like,
You better say it, girl.
I just feel like I would like us, men and women, to all eliminate the whole what we want, and it's like a big identity crisis.
Yes.
And it eliminates, and it should eliminate like this whole like self-care thing that we have. Like I feel like I have to fit a certain standard of beauty,
For
so
you,
I
yeah.
shun whatever I have amongst myself, feeling I'm not good enough. And maybe men might feel the same way, like with the story you had with your fiance. Like he said, like, oh, I'm 5'7", I hope that's good enough. Like we should all feel like we're good enough. We're more than good enough
Everybody's
for
good enough.
anything. Like, and
Yes.
I feel like today, like, it shouldn't be I think social media like amplifies it, because we look at what people like or what's always popular on the explore page and feel like we have to emulate the same type of thing. We gotta have the same Fashion Nova fit and the same Fashion Nova body, and we gotta have the same fashion the nigga Nova men next to us. I don't know what they call it now. Basic Nova.
Right, I think you're right.
I don't know.
Rainbow for men.
It's rainbow for everybody. These clothes for everybody. But I said all that to say this: like, how do you self-care in a society where you feel like your identities are constantly under attack?
Ooh.
Well, so I was actually talking to Courtney and Marcus before we all got started, just randomly, and I did a 90-day social media fast this year.
I question every little thing. I'm like, I'm gonna pay my rent, I'm gonna pay my light bill, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and wanting to give up. But I would tell the younger me, like, girl, do it, because wait till you see.
Right.
Wait till you see in 10 years where you're going to be, right? And just having that confidence and knowing that you can make it through anything. That, you know, if people go back and listen to my podcast, it has not been an easy road. I know we all have a lot of stories, but I tell people it has not been an easy road, and I amaze myself on a daily basis, and we should all do that. We should all be like, wow, look what I came through. So that's what I would tell my younger self. And I would tell my younger self, don't pay these N-words too much mind, honey. They come and go, like your grandpa said, one come every 10 minutes. Like, don't you be crying them tears, honey, about like somebody that you ain't even gonna know in 10 years. I would get really wrapped up and involved in guys. I would be like, oh my God, this is it. This is the one. And I'm like, I don't even like. It's so sad. Some of my ex-boyfriends, I don't even know their last name anymore. Like that, I like literally erased it from my mind. So don't get too caught up in the guys. They come a dime a dozen. Your prince is coming, and always have confidence in yourself.
I would tell my younger self, not at that time, don't give up, because it's easy to give up on a dream because you know it may not happen. So my when I was younger, like, you would see your parents or your aunts and uncles talking about how when you get older, do this and you need to become that. And when you're younger, you're just like, how do I go about that? What do I need to do to be like my aunt or my mom? So I would just tell myself not to give up, because it's really easy to give up on yourself when you don't know your path. So yeah, I think that's what I would tell my younger self.
I'm gonna quote Outkast on this. If I had to talk to a 16-year-old Imani, I would say, you could plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather.
That's right.
That's
right.
The weather.
Girl, I thought I had it all planned out. At 16, man, I thought I just had everything put down to a T. Like, I thought, okay, boom, graduate college, go to college. I mean, graduate high school, go to college, graduate. I had plans of being a dentist, so I'm like, all right, boom, I'm gonna finish dental school here. I'm gonna live here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I ain't do none of that. I mean, I did graduate high school, I did graduate college, but the journey has not been anywhere as picture perfect and crystal clear as I would like.
Down, right?
Yeah, and I have to learn to roll with the punches because part of me struggling in my 20s with myself was getting discouraged when things didn't work out how I would like them to. I always felt like I deserved the world. Like, I work hard, I'm smart, I do this, I do that, I prepared for this, I should have it because I know I can do it. But the universe said, girl, you, today I got time, cuz. So that's all I would say.
So I have a question for you ladies. Are you all, do you know what your passion is or what you're passionate about or what your purpose is in life?
I didn't really know what my purpose is, but hip hop music has always been my passion. Like, since I can even speak, I've been shouting out rap lyrics. My mom will tell you the story, and I wish she wouldn't, because that's all she know how to say. But I know, like, just whether I'm writing about it or talking about it or quoting Outkast lyrics on other people's podcasts, I know that I was meant to be involved in a culture that speaks to people like me and people everywhere. I don't know what my purpose is in it, but I know, like, that passion is going to drive me to find it somehow. And, I don't know where the end of the road leads me, but I know I'm on a path for it. So as long as I know I have passion, it's gonna keep me driving on that road or whatever. So there's a bar in there somewhere. But,
that was beautiful.
Thank you.
So for me, I have no idea. And honestly,
That's okay.
Being two calls and a sneeze away from 30 is scary.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's scary not knowing for sure what my purpose is. Like, why am I here? And it's something I struggle with all the time, but I just allow God to move. Another self-care tip, I pray all the time now. I be like,
direct line.
I'm back.
God, did you pick up?
Listen,
You got a minute?
But I've just been allowing him to direct my path. Even with this podcast, I have no idea what this could be an opportunity that could lead to something else. I don't know, but because what was crazy is just to talk about this specifically. I saw them posting about it for weeks, and I was like, that'd be cool, that'd be interesting. And then I was like, no, I get in my head a lot. I talk myself out of so many things, and so then I saw it again, and I was like, fuck it. Hey, so what's the qualifications? And they're like, give me perfect. I'm like, okay. So I have no idea what my purpose is. I have no idea what my passion is, but there's so many things that I'm interested in. Last year I stepped out of my comfort zone and I did 2 short films with my big brother.
Wow.
It's just, and it's like I said, my major in college was business administration.
Okay.
So the things that I'm interested in now have absolutely nothing to do with what I studied. Nothing. And even with my master's degree, I have a master's in organizational communications. So I don't know. I'm just, like I said when I said hey, I'm winging it. That's literally what I'm out here doing. I'm winging it, and I'm just saying, I'm rolling with the punches, just saying where life takes me.
I'm just like you guys. Like, I really don't know where this road leads to. I'm just on a ride because I know I'm passionate about media. Like, I'm on my phone looking at entertainment news and all the time. So with me, I'm just focusing on that. So I don't know where this focus will lead me. I don't know what opportunity, what door may be open at that time. But all I know is I'm going for it. And if it happens, then, it happens. If I'm in the entertainment field somehow, then all I know is I took those steps to get into that place. So as long as I put in the effort to, even do an ounce of what my purpose is, then I feel like I did something. So I don't know where this road may lead to, but like, I'm excited. Like, I can't wait. So with this opportunity with me and you guys and hearing your stories and your backgrounds, is opening my mind to other things.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Let me just tell y'all something. It don't get lit till you 30. So don't worry. Don't worry. That like the day you wake up, you'll be like, oh, this makes sense. Like
Right.
it really starts to. I was having like a quarter life crisis when I turned 30. I was like, oh Lord, what am I gonna do? Like, you know, I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it all started coming together. So don't worry. But I was fortunate enough to understand what my purpose was pretty young in life. My father passed away when I was 17 years old, and I took on a very strong role of protecting my family. And I've always had a very giving heart. And it was almost like, I don't like to get too much, but like God had told me, he came to me and he said, you're going to be a giver. You're going to provide the world a service. You're going to be this service to the world. And I never understood what it was, but I always had this connection with Oprah. And I was like, you know what? Oprah's like my auntie in my head. Like, I tweet her. I'll be like, hey auntie. Like, I'm ready whenever you want to meet up. Let's meet up. I know, like, if she ever, like, look back, if we do meet, she's going to be like, you stalker. Like, but my purpose in life came when my amazing fiance told me. He said, hey, you know what a podcast is? And I was like, no. And he was like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, all right. And he was like, let's collaborate. I'll executive produce and you host. And the very first interview that I did, I was like, this is my purpose in life. It was to allow to have a vehicle for people to tell their amazing stories. Every interview that we have done on my podcast has either had a tearjerker moment or that aha moment in it. And I'm just blessed that I got time to be able in my life to figure out what my purpose was. But everybody's on a different path, right? You might not find that out till your last breath is drawn. But as long as you keep on that path and you keep on that journey and you keep fulfilling yourself and making yourself happy, that's what we're put here to do.
Hola, manito. I'm the cutest Jay-Z fan, you know, and you can follow me on Twitter at Ola_manito, MANITO, and on Instagram at Mani Cash Hoes, MANI Cash Hoes. I have neither. I would like both, but whatever.
That's good.
You can also check me out on my website, olamanito.me, where I talk about hip hop and everything and more. Also on the regular podcast, the best hip hop battle rap podcast that's female hosted. You can follow us and listen to us on SoundCloud, Audio Mac, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can hear niggas at. So, that's it.
And again, I'm Ashley. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AshleyBrianna13, Brianna with one N. And I will also be dropping a blog this year that I have been putting off for 2 years now called Oh Charlie. So look for that coming soon.
And what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Little Miss ENT. You can follow me on all my social media at Little Miss ENT, LILMISSENT. We've been together long enough. It's not Little Miss Scent. It's not Little Miss Ent. It's Little Miss ENT. Make sure you follow me on all my social media. Give our Facebook, The Little Miss Entertainment Show, a thumbs up and a like. And make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification button on the YouTube channel. It's The Little Miss ENT Show. And I know y'all been asking. They finally dropped right here, the merch, The Little Miss ENT merch. We have some wedding merch. Our hashtag is an awesome wedding for awesome nobody. Yay. And it's also going Griff because my last name will now be Griff.
Oh, nice.
Griffin, but it goes by Griff. Make sure you also make sure you also follow Awesome Nobody, Awesome_Nobody on Instagram. He's the executive producer of the Little Miss Entertainment Show. We have 3 things going on right now: the Little Miss Entertainment Show Wedding Edition, Little Miss Entertainment Show, which is the interviews, and the comment section. So Awesome and I go through those comments that y'all be acting a fool under the shade room, and we call y'all out. And make sure you tune in every Monday for the reality recap with me and Ooh La La blog. We go through all the ratchetness and the righteousness on IG Live, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Mondays. I love you guys for listening because 100% you didn't have to.
Oh, Queen, you better plug. Really on the plug. Okay.
All right. This is Charnel. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Civil Char, CIVILCHAR. And I don't know if I said this, but I do photography as well.
Ooh.
And my photography page is Civil Char Photography. And also I did I plug my podcast? Well, I have a podcast and it's called Nonsense and Tea. So you can look that up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Instagram is Nonsense and Tea Pod. You can look it up.
Nice.
Yes.
Ladies, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
This was really fun.
That's it.
That's
it. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I sincerely apologize about being late. I really do.
Oh, no.
And I need to apologize to my fiance because I stressed him out the whole way here. I'm like,
The
we're
car
late.
only go 100. What you gonna get to?
Right.